When you think of a small town, you do not think that you will ever have a famous person come from that town. Well, Cambridge has its own famous movie star, Hopalong Cassidy. Laura Bates has been a big fan of Hopalong Cassidy, and she will be our storyteller for the day. Here's Laura to tell us a little bit more about Hopalong Cassidy and his history.
Hopalong Cassidy was born William Boyd in Henrysburg, Ohio, which is 18 miles east of here. In the early 1900s, he came to Cambridge, Ohio, and he always went to school in the east part of town. And the school that he attended was on the location of where the municipal building is now in Cambridge. And so he went to California in 1919, started in the silent films, and he was in those until 1934. And they were looking for somebody to play the role of Hopalong Cassidy, and so he became Hopalong Cassidy, and from then on, I mean, it just seemed like everything escalated, and he became the world's favorite cowboy. He passed away in 1972, and his wife continued living in California, and she started coming to Cambridge in 1992, and she passed away on her birthday. So that's a little bit of the history, and Cambridge, Ohio has honored him with the Hall of Fame from the Chamber of Commerce, and we have a monument and the museum and festival. So we're very proud of William Boyd from Appalachia, and he became known worldwide.
William Boyd may have never seen himself as being a movie star, but he sure ended up being one. Here is how he got himself to Hollywood to become a movie star.
William Boyd went out to Hollywood in about 1918 because he wanted to visit his grandmother. He was unhappy with his mother who had remarried, and so he went out there to visit his grandmother, and he had to find a job. And so he had a job as a chauffeur, and he met this rich woman from Boston, and she took a liking to his good looks, and he took a liking to her money, and so they got married. And so when you in the silent films, you had to provide your own wardrobe. So he had all these fancy clothes that she paid for him, and so he decided to go down to see Cecil B. DeMille and see if he could get a job, and he did. And so he was in the silent films, and then in the talking films, and then in 1934, they interviewed him for the role of Hopalong Cassidy.
Hopalong Cassidy may have been a movie star, but he tried to relate to kids and become a role model for them. Laura will be able to tell you more about how he became a role model for the kids.
As Hopalong Cassidy, I think his biggest accomplishment was his code of ethics, and as he closed out his television shows, he would always give some word of advice to children, and it was always something that made the parents happy, like be kind to animals, mind your mom and dad. So I think his greatest accomplishment was being a grandfather, uncle, father to all these boys and girls in the early 1950s.
To learn more about this hometown hero of Cambridge, Ohio, and plan your visit to see all of the awesome memorabilia that Laura has collected over the years, head over to hcherry.com. But before you go, Laura has one more bit of information for you.
Have a hoppy day and a topper of a lifetime.